I thought I'd do a video today on the differences between trench coats and greatcoats, because the words are used interchangeably a lot. I admit I've done it before, and it does get a bit annoying when you can't actually find out if something really is a trench coat or a greatcoat because people don't know the terminology between them. So on the left we have a trench coat, and on the right we have a greatcoat. The trench coat's a Czechoslovakian one. I got off Amazon the other day. It's quite nice. You can see the label's still on there. An unissued one from the Cold War, and they were quite cheap. They were about £25. And on the right I've got my East German greatcoat, which I got off eBay ages ago for about £3 because nobody else bid on it. So basically we'll get up a bit closer to them and I'll explain the differences, but as you can see both look very similar in terms of the actual style. The East German one's slightly bigger, but that might be just because it's a slightly larger size. Hopefully you can see from this that this is an actual sort of waterproofy, quite thin material. It's thin in the aspect that it's not very heavy, but it's thick enough, like much thicker than a raincoat. Great trench coats even come down quite low, and they were designed in World War I to keep soldiers dry in the trenches. So the sort of hints in the name trench coat, it's an all-weather kind of coat designed to protect you from rain and things. So imagine it like a very big raincoat, normally without a hood, but it's essentially a very big thick raincoat designed to protect you from the weather. Now on the right we have the greatcoat. Now as you can see with this, greatcoats are very thick wool. They're sometimes also known as overcoats or guard coats, and the purpose of a greatcoat is essentially to keep you warm in extreme cold weather. So visually a greatcoat and a trench coat look very similar in terms of overall sort of material cut and length. However, greatcoats are cold weather coats, trench coats essentially protect you from rain, sort of sleet and things like that. What confuses things more is you get things such as leather trench coats, which aren't really proper trench coats. And that's what you get a lot more since I suppose the Matrix became popular, is leather trench coats being sold, sort of, you know, very bad quality things, which makes people assume trench coats are sort of these very badly cut leather coats. And although I think the Nazis did have leather trench coats at some stages, the idea is that the leather will protect you from the elements and is a bit warmer than the sort of material this is made out of. But the actual this sort of material is what you'd actually ideally want in a trench coat, due to it being lighter to wear over other gear and it being obviously less maintenance. So that's the difference between a trench coat and greatcoat. I'll admit I've used the words interchangeably myself, and I'm still having to correct myself when I want to call that a greatcoat on the left. But yeah, if you want a coat for against the cold, get a greatcoat. If you want a coat against the weather, you get a trench coat. That's basically it.